us.
Thank you.
Okay, it's 6 o'clock. If you could, let's stand and say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, I've asked Brother Joey Wood to say the prayer for us tonight from Union Baptist. If you could say a prayer for us, Joey.
Everybody heads. Lord, we're coming to you tonight and just thank you for this beautiful day you've given us, Lord. We thank you for this county and the safe place you have provided for us to call home. Lord, be with the officials tonight, Lord, as they tend to your business for this county. Lord, let their focus be on you and let things be done according to your will. Keep them safe, keep us safe, Lord, and thank you for all these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I'd like to take a brief opportunity also to invite you all to the Round Robin Revival next week, the eastern section of the county. Some of you magistrates know where that is. It'll be at Franklin Baptist Church on Wednesday, Union Baptist on Thursday, and Lockport Baptist on Friday. And then we'll swing back around to Franklin on Saturday night to have a meal and then a gospel concert to conclude the revival. So I invite you all to come out. As you've seen, publicity-wise, it is a pretty popular event, and we look forward to another good year this year as well. So I encourage you all to come out and join us one, if not all, those nights. So thank you very much.
And what time?
It'll be 7 p.m. night.
Get there early if you want to see.
There you go. So thank you all very much.
Thank you. And just so you know, I asked him to mention that he's not taking over our meeting. I did ask him to mention the revival. Thank you. Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. All the magistrates is here. We need to get approval of the August 20th regular meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Okay, motion by Kevin, second by Carl. All in favor? All right, motion carries. Okay, we don't have any unfinished business. Move on to new business. We go to the roads. We still don't have a road supervisor. Myself and Travis have been taking care of that part, and the road crew is really getting a lot of things done. Hopefully, you're getting some calls. I know you got calls and complaints when they wasn't getting things done, so hopefully you're getting some calls because they've done more blacktopping in the last 3 or 4 weeks than they have probably in the last 3 or 4 years, really. As far as fixing some of these spots that need to be fixed. And so I want to say that they do jump in and just do whatever we ask them to do and do a good job, and I appreciate that. We are still trying to get some of the mowing done. We was planning on blacktopping today, and one of the guys is off, so we didn't have enough. But we are still getting some mowing done. They mowed today. We're going to try to blacktop tomorrow. So, like I say, if you got questions or you need something done, make sure not to hesitate to call me. And I know you haven't been, but and we'll try to get it done as quickly as possible. We'll move on to committee report. I know y'all met, didn't you, Brad?
Yeah, we met. It's getting a little easier to have a meeting now, and Travis and Scott's doing a good job, and the guys are doing great. We discussed to Travis about getting some new maintenance sheets made up for keep records on services, and I think we talked about getting the windshield for the rubber tire loader. I think you talked to somebody about that.
I've got that ordered already, so $2,500.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, I've received a lot of compliments on the road crew, and so it's going the right way. I think they've been all over the county doing work. So anyway, that's about all we discussed. Everything's going good.
Do you have anything else, Travis, for the road?
No, they've been doing a bunch of bushwhacking and stuff for the school buses, school bus routes.
Did they get the bushwhacker fixed?
Not, not yet, I don't
No,
believe.
it's still down there. Y'all didn't pick it up today, did you, Bone?
Okay.
The bushwhacker?
No.
I don't think he's done with it yet. Okay, we'll move on to planning and zoning. Jason?
Yeah, so last month there was 26 electrical permits, 24 building permits. The next Board of Adjustments meeting will be September 23rd. It's here at 7 p.m. and the next planning and zoning meeting would be here, but October 9th, but there's nothing on the agenda.
Okay, any questions for Jason? All right, move on to Parks and Fairgrounds. Toby? Where's Toby? Here he is.
Yeah, with the splash pad down and grass mowing, it's freed us up some time to get some stuff done, like the shrubs tore out the front gate at Harryville Park. Also some parking, bumpers in the new, baseball parking lot. And we've been starting on painting the shelters and concession stands. And we'll be doing that for the next couple weeks until we start prepping for Trailer Tree.
Any questions for Toby? And I will say they fixed, Travis went out with them, they fixed the water leak at the park, and there's been a lot of things happening. We did get Jimmy Mahoney come and brought his excavator to the new park and fixed the pond where it was leaking last Thursday and Friday, wasn't it, Bone? So hopefully we got that fixed so it can fill back up, and because that we do get several complaints because it's leaked almost ever since it's been built. But there was one seam there where it was getting to the rock, there wasn't enough clay. So Jimmy thinks they've got it stopped. So hopefully that'll be the case.
I noticed when we was having the livestock thing up there this weekend, on the right side, if you're pulling up, the spigot by the gate, the little gate over there in the middle, if you got a hose hooked to it and got it on, it runs water out the top all the time. It stays wet over there. Now, if you don't have it turned on, it's fine. I thought there was a water leak. I was getting ready to call somebody, but somebody turned it on and water was shooting.
I noticed it's muddy over our Saturday
Well, that's what
night.
it's doing. If you got a water hose hooked to it and raise the handle up, it comes out the hose and it comes out the top, straight out. I don't know whether it's,
Probably O-rings in there or something.
so,
We may have to put a new hydrant in.
yeah.
But I think that's a rebuildable hydrant there.
I think those are around there, yeah.
So we'll check it out. Not forget that. Okay, the 4-H building construction, the contractor discussion. Travis, you want to talk about that?
Yep, so we got a few things going on. We put our bids out for insulation and HVAC. We received one bid for each. They were actually under the bid threshold. Pure Foam Roofing and Insulation at $19,555. He did say he's about 3 weeks out, so we'll need to be scheduling that soon. And then climate control for the dual split system, that would be 2 units, is $18,000. And then there's some pipe work on the small side that's $1,000, so total $19,000 for that. So that's for those two that we had bid out that closed yesterday. Do we want to go ahead and make a motion to approve those?
Yes, does somebody want to make that motion? Okay, motion by Ed, second by Brad, all in favor? All right,
Okay.
motion carried.
And then
And we did have other people supposed to turn their bids in, they never turned them in, so I called other people. I tried to get people in the county, but they just didn't turn their bids in.
And then the first thing that needs to get done is the electric work before doing the installation. And so we've got, I think, 3 contractors that are interested in it. One of them is Mike Parrish, who is obviously the coroner. So I think to accept his bid, we just need to make sure nobody has an issue with him bidding on it on fiscal court. So he's eligible to bid on it, assuming that there's not an issue with fiscal court.
He's not a voting member of fiscal court. He's an elected official, just the same way as Mr. Perry runs a construction company. He's a separate elected entity, so he's entitled to submit a bid. You, as the fiscal court, can choose whether or not to accept his bid based on just as he's an equal contractor, but he's not acting in his coroner's position by submitting an electrical bid or construction bid. Just disclosing that to the court.
Yeah, we had this discussion, and Mike even was wanting to find out to make sure it's legal.
I'll make a motion. You can bid on it. I don't see nothing
Do
wrong
we
with
need
it.
that in a
I
motion?
don't think you need it in a motion. It's
As long
just-
as everybody
As
knows
long
it.
as
We want
it's
to be,
disclosed to the court that that's the entity or the person bidding is also an elected official in their capacity as well. Two separate functions that he runs, so.
So I'm hopeful to get those bids maybe toward the end of this week, and we've already agreed upon for the Parks Committee to be able to meet to approve that. So hopefully maybe toward the end of this week, first of next week, we'll be able to get that approved so we can get the ball rolling on the electric.
These are sealed bids, right?
So the electric won't be because it'll be under the $20,000 threshold.
Okay. You got the prices yet?
all right, any other questions on that?
Only other thing park related, again, at Trailer Treat is going to be October 18th from 5 to 7. We've already called all the groups that have participated in the past. And so we're at 50 to 60 groups that have gotten back to us so far.
So it'll be a crowd, and if any of you magistrates can be there, it'd be good just to help. We can put you somewhere to help. Some of you won't even have to dress up.
He was looking at you, Brad. The following weekend is the one in Eminence
Mm-hmm.
at the Renaissance Fair from 6 to 8.
That is yours on Saturday night,
Saturday
Ian?
night, yeah.
Kids are gonna be wound up.
He should.
Yeah. All right, animal services. I think Danielle is sick, so she's not here. You can use it.
It doesn't matter. I just have got one.
You got one?
No, maybe I did. You want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead. I didn't see it.
She had prepared a report, and on the report, dated August 1st, there are 9 adoptions for a total of $1,700, donations of $405, 2 reclaim fees for $100, and $60 in citations. So there was $2,265 taken in by the shelter.
All right. Committee report.
Committee didn't meet, we had, couldn't meet.
Okay, we got the fence bid proposals. You got those?
I do. So these also closed yesterday at 4:30 for the fencing at the animal shelter. We had 2 bids. One submitted by Catlet Fence LLC out of Crittenden, Kentucky. Their proposal is for $47,250. We also had another bid by Baxter Fence Company. Their proposal is $38,500.
And just to be clear, I talked to Roger before the meeting, and I would like for Roger, he is a fencing guy, I would like, and he's the chairman of that Animal Services Committee, I'd like for him and his committee to decide which bid to go with, just because he knows whether it's what we need,
Right.
whether it's really. So I would like for somebody to make a motion, let the committee.
In joint committee meeting with Trimble County as well, because they are
Mm-hmm.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, motion by Danny, second by Brad, all in favor? All right, motion carries. So you all can get together and get that figured out and make sure that we're getting what we're supposed to be getting.
Roger questioned that in the beginning when I was started, you want to make sure we had the right pipe and everything.
Yes, well, like I say, he knows the business. All right, Economic Development Committee, update, Roger.
We had the committee itself did not meet, but we did have the economic development county meeting prior to this meeting, which everybody's invited to. It's very informative. There's some house keeping going on, but I would like to say that the highlight of the meeting was probably Mayor Fred from Eminence giving us a report on developments going on in Eminence, which is substantial. And I'd like to thank you, Fred, for your hard work for Eminence and bringing this county forward.
And on that note, congratulations on a great day Saturday too. I mean, they put on a Eminence Day Saturday and good crowd, and I thought everything was great.
Yes, that was between 4,000 and 5,000.
Pardon?
The estimate was between 4,000 and 5,000.
All right, ABC quarterly report. Ed?
Yes, I apologize. Evidently, I didn't get get my report in your packet. I'm not sure how that happened, but sure is my fault, and I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. I have your cell number. I just sent you a copy of it. You can look at. This is the completed report for the fiscal year 23-24, and it's all closed out. We had a great year, the best quarter we've ever had and the best year we've ever had. Took in $125,000 for the year. We now have 15 active licenses, 3 that are currently not selling retail locally. I have 4 new applications that are being processed. Smith Berry brought in a little over 15,000 this year, and I've been really concerned about losing the winery out there, but we've done so well that we're still going to be able to stay over the 100,000 mark, especially with those 4 new licenses. Are there any questions?
What type of license are being applied for?
I've got a new Mexican restaurant in Campbellsburg where Lawson's was. I've got one in Jericho where Coopers was. Fall Farms is going to start having more of their fall festivals and things. They're applying for a license. And then 6 Mile Distillery has applied for several additional licenses because they'll be opening here real soon, and I expect a lot out of them. But you still have that one packaged liquor license that I'm fighting over to try to get released, and I've got several people who want it when it becomes available. Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Ed. Okay, Sheriff's report, Keith.
We responded to 255 calls from KST Dispatch, 153 calls into the Sheriff's Office, had 46 citations of criminal summons, 21 criminal arrests, 15 warrant arrests, served 122 court papers, transported 1 MIW, had 65 vehicle inspections, had 6 carry concealed license, and had 2 drug charge arrests.
Another busy month.
Yes, sir.
All right, any questions for Keith? Keith, I do have one thing, and I think I talked to you a while back about this, but Pendleton Road, we keep getting complaints on Pendleton Road from traffic driving too fast. Of course, it's hard to say until you run in radar how fast they're driving.
Right.
Everybody's speeding until you run radar, you know. But so maybe if you could get somebody to sit out there, surely you could get Kyle sit close to home.
Liz out there, but I don't want him too close to home.
Well, he'd be asleep, wouldn't he? But
Yeah,
maybe
okay.
get them to run a little more radar there and try to get, if they are speeding, try to get them to slow down.
Okay.
Because we've got one that complains a lot
Okay.
on that.
You're talking 146, I guess.
No, it's Pendleton Road is from Pendleton over to Sligo right there, and you got all them trucks going to the landfill, and he's wanting us to divert them trucks. I mean, you can't stop
I'll tell
trucks
you,
from.
I'll throw this disclaimer out there. A lot of the people who call in complaining on wanting us to do extra patrols, they're the ones who pull over. That's happened multiple times. They get kind of mad at me a little bit, but I usually ask them, am I writing you a citation or a warning? What should I give you here? And it's kind of funny, but anyway, I don't know who. I don't even know. I don't want to know who.
Yeah, I won't tell you who
So
it is.
I don't know anything on target, nobody.
Yeah, but I'd appreciate if you could maybe.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll move on to the acknowledgement of the various county tax rates. Travis, you want to read those
Sure.
off?
I passed everybody one of these out, but these are just an acknowledgement of the different tax rates. Starting off, the ambulance taxing district is real estate is 6.0, tangible 6.0, and personal 6.0. County extension office is 4.0 for real estate, tangible is 4.46, as well as personal property is 4.46. The health department is real estate's 4.0, tangibles 4.0, personal's 4.0. The library is 8.7 for real estate, tangible is 10.04, as well as personal at 10.04. The soil conservation is real estate is 0.89. Fiscal court was 10.3 for real estate, tangible is 10.7. The school, eminent schools is real estate is 66.9, tangible is 66.7. The Henry County School is 70.1 for both real estate and tangible. And then the special Little Kentucky River Watershed District real estate is 2.6.
Okay, we don't have to vote on this. It's just got to be made public what they are. So everybody did get a copy of that. All right, claims and transfers. Any questions on those? Okay, motion by Brad, second by Ed, all in favor? All right, motion carried. Okay, public comments, 3 minutes per speaker. Anybody in the public got any comment? Joe?
I'm gonna let you speak, but all the parking, no parking at the garage and all the phone calls, I'm just trying to run a business. I'm trying to put food on my family's table. It's not all my people. This is my cousin's wife. She speaks way better than I do. She told me on the phone things that she could say, and I felt bad for me. I don't feel bad for nobody. So I was like, you say it. You do way better than I do.
What he's trying to say is that between the gas station and the garage, we're talking about Bethlehem and Castle Highway, that intersection right there at the light. Between those two businesses, with how much traffic they both get every day, it's really hard to keep people from parking in that road easement there. Even with the new signs, people don't pay attention to them. And as the business owners, they don't really have any authority to get out there and say they gotta move their cars or you need to slow down. So we were wondering, can we do like a traffic study to figure out what can we do there to have like a long lasting impact to keep people from stopping there, or from parking in that easement and from speeding. A lot of times when they're coming onto 22 is when they're really rolling around that corner, and And it makes it really dangerous for people that are trying to pull in and out on both sides of the road there. So we're trying to figure out, well, how can we make it safer when we don't really have any legal ability to do anything other than to say you should park there. So that's,
We're catching all the blame.
Keith, did you
yeah,
tell
we're
me,
trying to figure out what do we do.
If I may.
did we have a conversation about this the other day?
It hasn't been a problem. Year 9 months, I'm getting Facebook calls and everything else. You can ask your dad, about a month ago, I stopped at the garage and the guy standing in front of it, the tar cool, about 8 o'clock at night. And I backed up, cause I mean, that didn't look good to me. I even called Keith on that. So, yeah, it is a problem. I don't know what the solution is. According to Keith, the state's gonna help us out.
Well, I don't know if they're gonna help us out, but my opinion on that is that, they have paved an area that looks like parking spots.
Right.
It's big enough that I've got pictures that Joe provided. We have a full-size dump truck that is well off the roadway. Looks like a parking spot. The other issue I have with it, the state put up no parking signs, but they face Joe's garage. They should be facing the traffic, in my opinion. I've probably talked to 10 or 12 people that, you know, someone came park there and they're like, well, they should put signs up, including the mayor of Pleasantville. He said they should put signs. I said there is signs up. Nobody sees the signs. My thing is, I've reached out to the state to try to get someone to meet with me, and hopefully that happened, if they could put some type of, so I talked to Joe, and Joe, they'll park lower profile cars there during the day, so hopefully people can see over them. Well, talked to him yesterday, we had complaints, they move them. Today, he sends me pictures of a big dump truck parked there, you know, which is even harder to see around. I think it's the state owns the property. They need to put some type of barrier up there. They got those reflective things that collapse if you hit them. I don't know, I'm not an engineer or nothing, but I mean, I believe the state should do something if they don't want people parking there. They paved it and it looks just like parking spots. And you're well off the roadway, but it does blind coming out of there. And so like with traffic, if you're going out into Pleasantville on Castle Highway and you do catch that green light, then people roll on around that, you know, they're moving on pretty good, and that's where the hazard's at. But I just feel like the state needs to do something with that area, because here's the problem, you know, yeah, people's like, well, I'll start towing vehicles. Well, I tow anybody in this room's vehicle. If I tow it, write them a ticket, whatever. The rest of the day, I get called out in Pendleton, and when I'm not there, somebody else takes that spot. They're mad at me because made them leave, but I'm not making nobody else leave, you know. We don't have the manpower to police it 24/7. What do we, a total of 255, 153, 408, I think, calls this month. And that's pretty much running 4 deputies, you know. So we don't have time to police that. I wish the state would put something up to kind of block that so that people can't park there, but people can see to get out.
I guess my problem is I've parked there for, how long was that garage? How long?
30 years.
Well, when Jerry built, or when they built the new store, we started parking there, and then now all of a sudden you can't park there.
It's been
And
30 years. I know it don't feel like it, but it's been 30 years.
it's been a long time, I'm telling you. So it's hard to change people's habits. I mean, everybody's always pulled up there and parked.
Yeah.
And I told the state that myself. I mean, of course, the engineer says that the sheriff ought to just tow all the vehicles. Well, the sheriff don't have time to sit there and tow every vehicle pulls in. I mean, some of them's going to the store, some of them's coming to Joe's place, and
Let's take that dump truck today. I know he probably stopped and got him a sandwich while he's on his way to the quarry.
yeah.
If you'd have called me and I'd been at my office, he would have been gone the time I got there. You know what I mean? Unless we're sitting there watching it 24/7, I mean, I just don't. I don't think that's the solution. I mean, if the state owns that property, and I've been told they own the property, I don't see why they can't put something up there to keep people from parking on it.
What you said earlier about the reflective barriers would be
Yeah.
the most cost-effective and
Yeah.
long-term solution, because even if you ticket everybody in this room,
I was
you got
told-
everybody out there.
Yes, ma'am.
I was told absolutely not by the state on that.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know why. It looks like to me it'd be, if you hit them, you're not gonna damage your car. They pop right back up. I think it would keep people out, but.
The blame thing is they're blaming me, and then, you know, everybody's blaming everybody else, but nothing's happening. And the people that are upset, I had a guy in Elm Hall one night, he come by me raising, I was sitting there with my family, and he's mouthing off to me, and I thought, garage and we can talk.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
That was probably a state engineer. I'm serious.
Well, I talked to the state engineer and, he was concerned that that's a problematic area on Henry County roadways, and I told him, I said, we have a lot of those. Won't you spend a week with me? I'll run you around and show you some problematic areas where we have documented injury accidents. Thank God, and knock on wood, we don't have any accidents that's happened up there. We don't want, I mean, it could happen. It is a blind spot, you know. I take extra caution. I pull out of there, you know. But I just feel that the state needs to do something. It's their property. They need to do something with that.
We'll get back in touch with them again and see if we can get them to maybe do something. Because I know you're taking the heat for it.
Yeah.
Keith's taking the heat, and I get a few calls myself, and you know, different things. People that know me, and then sometimes an email or two. But like I say, I think I know the state engineer that you was talking to, and he just think it's all our problem. I think it's all their problem.
Yeah, and then no parking signs are also for airplanes. They're like 10 foot in the air and they're facing the garage. Nobody sees that.
No. And Jacob, he lives right there by it. I'm sure he.
He's parked there too.
I don't
I
really.
guess I'm just confused what the problem is. I mean, like you said, we've all been doing it for 30 years, so what?
Yeah. It's a
At one
complaint.
time, I don't know if it was Dean Club that owned that store, put an old back wagon without a flat. He parked them there so people couldn't park, and I guess you could see.
Yeah.
A lot, you know.
Yeah, it did sit there up in the flower bed about halfway for a long time, didn't it?
Yeah.
He done that to keep, so the semis could get in and out. People would pull up too far.
Yeah, and then they couldn't.
That's what we were doing with our employee cars. They sit low to the ground and their windows are clear. And we were parking them far enough back that a semi can get in and out. And then we would line them up where nobody else could park there. Big semi trucks and stuff couldn't park there, and then you could actually halfway see.
But that's owned by the state, so there's absolutely zero that the county can do to fix that problem, right?
Yes.
So,
Sounds like you need to get Felicia or the senator.
yeah. I'll probably get more complaints on that in the past few months than I have anything.
Within that city limits though, shouldn't the mayor be in on that?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
He didn't know there was no parking
No,
zone.
he said,
I'm with you on that, you know.
he said they should put some signs up. I said, well, Rodney, there are signs.
I said the same thing. Oh, I gotta admit, because they sitting this way, you pulling this way, you don't see them over there. All right, any other public comment, Fred?
Of course, Saturday, we had Independence Day, and I would really like to, Keith and his guys, we're short 2 officers right now. And want to thank Keith and his guys come out and just let y'all know how much we appreciate what Keith has done for us over there, bringing out some of his officers, helping keep things safe for everybody, and just want to let you guys know how much we appreciate Keith coming over, helping us out when we need it.
I appreciate that, Fred. With all them food trucks, I wouldn't want to miss it.
All right, any other public comments? Yes,
The
ma'am.
Historical Society had planned to have an event called Glow and Tell next Thursday out at the Renaissance Fair, where we're going to have a bonfire, and Steve Moore was going to tell stories about Henry County and everything with the burn ban, and it doesn't look like we're going to get any rain. We're looking at postponing that event, hopefully into October, where hopefully we'll have rain. But I just wanted to make everybody aware that we are looking at postponing that. Holly and I are going to have lunch to discuss it tomorrow.
All right, thank you. Anybody else? Mike?
Mike, Roger, can help out on this. I was talking to Danielle the other day at the parade. Her vehicle don't have any kind of markings, no lights, no nothing. If she has to go out here on the roadway and pick up animals or whatever, she needs some kind of markings on her vehicle. She says she's had labeling stuff ordered for it forever.
Yeah, I thought it was already
No.
ordered.
Any lights on it, no labeling, no nothing. And she's sitting out here in the dark out on the roadway,
Jason can do that, can't you, Jason?
that's dangerous.
That's what I'm hoping right now.
Yeah, Keith says it's still wired with some wires that we can put some amber colored lights in it anyway, but I really want to try to get all the county vehicles marked where people knows who's coming up. I ain't like Keith, want them ghost cars.
I had cheaper though,
But I would, so I guess we need to make sure we get that done pretty
If we're
soon.
gonna wire some lights up, it needs to be
Amber
legal.
only. Amber only.
Yeah, just amber, yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
and the wiring harness should still all be there.
yeah.
We just took the blue light out.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Any other comments? All right, any court comments?
Thank Keith for his effort on helping on this deal over there in that street. He told me I had on complaints of a year until the last couple of weeks, and Facebook calls and everything else, the same thing, you know. And another thing I wanna know is, I had a cell phone tower was approved to go up in my district, and they cleaned everything up and disappeared. Anybody knows what happened to that cell phone tower?
Yes, Jason, you wanna talk a little bit about it, or you want me to do it?
Whatever you want, I can, I mean, I don't care.
The cell phone tower was 64 feet from that fellow's house. The proposal that they took to planning and zoning didn't even have the guy's house on the map.
It had the old house on it.
It had the old house that was out by the road. So then whenever they started surveying, Dean Club started fussing with them, and he tried to get them to change it, and they wouldn't change anything. They said it's too far in the game. So then when we seen how close it was, we decided Thursday or Thursday, that we was going to put a stop work order on it, because we feel like that the proposal that they presented was not correct, because the house that's there now was not on that map. So that's the reason it got, and I don't know if they'll come back. Dean don't think they'll come back. But they filled the holes in and took their equipment. So we'll just have to see what they do from there. But I mean, planning and zoning can only approve what the map is that they see, and then when it's not the proper map, and I mean that house has been there for what, 4 years, 5 years, 2019. So it's been there a long time. I don't know where they got their map. So that's what the details is on it. You got anything else to say on that, Jason?
I mean, no, that pretty much sums it up, but yeah, the site plan was inaccurate, so it's showing that house was 125 feet, that one is not there, but on the site plan it said that, so.
I mean, it's closer from me to the back wall from them people's house, and from here to that wall from the property line. So that's what the details is on that. Any other court comments? All right, I'll take a motion to adjourn. All right, motion by Danny, second by Brad. All in favor? All right, thank you.